I often wake up and wonder, what on the earth are we doing? Why have we taken on this enormous project?
C'est le plus beau château 18e de la Vienne. Alors celui-là, il est quand même très exceptionnel. Cette maison, finalement, elle s'est endormie. Elle est restée intacte.
It's a vast estate, and when things go wrong, they really, really go wrong.
Nearly 5 years ago, we took the biggest risk of our lives as we were handed the keys to paradise.
Et voilà la clé du paradis.
Ah, la clé du paradis! If a 105-room crumbling 18th century French château with a leaking roof about to collapse, limited functioning electricity and plumbing is your idea of paradise, then we had certainly found it. With a race against time to save as much as we can, a lot can happen in a year. So has this been the year that we can finally say, we saved the chateau? It was the team of stonemasons who were the first artisans to arrive on site 3 years ago. And this year, on the eastern wing, finishing touches were made as the chateau's base stones were restored. The final replacement stone was carved and put into place on the chateau facade. And the restored original 18th century shutters returned home, allowing another level of scaffolding to be removed. The stonemasons' focus then moved to the central dome and the western wing. Replacement stones arrived, deteriorated stones were removed, 3 enormous cornices were hoisted up and manoeuvred into place. The stonework around the chateau's epic coats of arms was restored, the coats of arms themselves were restored, a replacement keystone was manoeuvred into place, and the restoration started on the remaining 9 dormers. Ever since solving the mystery of the 2 shattered and discarded royal busts, we had dreamed of the moment they would be finally placed back on the apex of the chateau roof.
Tous les rois sont de retour au bercail.
What a monumental week in the restoration of this incredible chateau. This moment has been 4 years in the making.
C'est superbe.
Oui.
C'est un grand moment.
Un grand moment.
This is the very last time that Purnon's final section of the old roof will have to endure such a storm. On the western wing of the chateau, our roofers removed the disastrous 19th century guttering before removing the old slate shingles from the entire western section of the roof, whilst completing the restoration work on the central dome and the core of the chateau roof by laying a waterproof membrane and insulation, creating the sheathing, adding copper gutters, protecting the restored stonework with lead coverings, then individually selecting, cutting and attaching every single slate shingle. With just 1 week to go before the end of the working year, Our roofers then celebrated the crowning moment, the return of the finials to the roof's central dome, signifying the completion of the restoration of yet another section of the chateau roof. With the slate shingles on the western wing removed, our team of carpenters returned to start the restoration of the immense oak frame. Each piece of oak carefully assessed, restored or replaced using traditional methods before starting work on their final task, returning the chateau roof to its original 18th century shape. For the past 4 years, we've lived in fear of the fragile moat walls collapsing. But the restoration of these walls had to take their place in line. With the restoration of the eastern side of the chateau coming to a completion, space in the moat was now available to commence the restoration of the first of the moat walls. To save the domain's link to its winemaking past, we had to save the Shay. The condition of the building had been a huge cause of stress for Tim and I, with its collapsing roof and falling facade.
Félicitations et merci beaucoup parce que c'est fait. On a sauvegardé le Shay.
With the wine barrel room saved and the roofers still on site, we took the opportunity to save another of the domain's small buildings. Many buildings around the domain have collapsed roofs, so it's always a huge relief for us to have a roof restoration completed, regardless of the size of the building.
The chateau's attic was an Aladdin's cave of treasure.
This paper, which is very precious to us, is one of the original 18th century papers that date from the time of the construction of Château de Purnon.
Without a doubt, the most exciting announcement we made this year was the release of our collaboration with Farrow for the Purnon Papers wallpaper collection. 2 years in the making, we have been overcome with emotion to see the wallpaper designs discovered at Purnon brought back to life through this collection. And it was our great joy to host the launch of this remarkable reawakening here at the Chateau. Gradually, we are starting to use the Purnon Papers wallpapers in the restoration of the interiors of the chateau. And we are currently working on a first floor sitting room using the chateau's spectacular namesake paper, Purnon. One of our most complex riddles to solve has been the supply of electricity and water to each of the floors of the chateau. A global plan needed to be well thought through before starting any works on the interior. In addition, the existing leaking lead pipes and failing and dangerous electricity had to be removed. A new main line for the power to the chateau was installed, and we were able to start work laying all the power, fibre, heating and water for the eastern wing of the first floor. With the plumbing and the electrical works underway on the eastern wing of the interior of the chateau's very first shower could start to take shape. Work on the chateau's very first shower may still be underway, but we did finish a spectacular first floor ensuite bathroom. This room may have been 2 years in the making, but the result was definitely worth the hard work, and we now only have 101 rooms to go. The completion of the Parks and Gardens diagnostic study by our architect uncovered some incredible discoveries and allowed us to start work on the planning of the chateau's parks and gardens. We even took the chance to start planting for the future. The year certainly didn't pass without its fair share of maintenance issues, burst water pipes, collapsed walls, and fallen trees, which all contribute to our daily challenges of maintaining a domain this fragile. It has always been our goal to share Purnon, and this year we opened her majestic gates for the 4th year in a row as part of the European Heritage Days.
Welcome to Château de Purnon. It is our incredible honour to welcome you to our home, this beautiful place that's in the process of being restored.
It's a chance for us to share the restoration progress and the incredible skills of the artisans working with us to restore the chateau. It was an unforgettable year of progress for the restoration of Château de Purnon, as our daily battle to save this incredible domain continues. Each completed section of the restored roof brings with it hope that soon one day we will be able to say we saved the chateau.